Today's passage takes place on the night Jesus was arrested, during the Last Supper. Just prior to this, Jesus revealed that one of his disciples would betray him. After Judas Iscariot left to sell his master for 30 pieces of silver, Jesus spoke these words. Today, we'll focus on the final words of today's passage.
A new command I give you. Love one another. As I have loved you, so you must love one another. By this, everyone will know that you are my disciples, if you love one another.
These are words Jesus left behind, like a final will before he was taken away. These words appear only in the Gospel of John, not in the Synoptic Gospels. John, who wrote the Gospel, is known as the Apostle of Love. But John wasn't always that way. When he first followed Jesus, full of zeal, he once asked, "Shall we call down fire on those who reject you?" For this, he was nicknamed Son of Thunder. But that Son of Thunder later became the Apostle of Love, proof that encountering Jesus changes everything. John was the only one of the 12 apostles who did not die a martyr. He lived to the end and wrote the Gospel of John, 1st, 2nd, and 3rd John, and Revelation. According to legend, in his old age, when asked to speak in church, he would go up to the pulpit, stand in silence for a moment, and simply say, "Love one another," then step down. Of course, the love mentioned in today's passage is not the fiery passion between a man and a woman. You've all lived long enough to know that romantic feelings don't last long. Nor is it about friendship, which is often conditional and reciprocal. Of course, agape love can exist between friends. Once upon a time, there were two very close friends, so close even their wives were jealous. One of them accidentally killed someone. He was sentenced to death, and he pleaded before the king.
"I have an elderly mother in my hometown. Please let me say my final goodbye to her, and I'll return to accept the punishment."
The king said,
"Why should I trust you? You'll just run away to a neighboring country."
He replied,
"If you don't trust me, I have a true friend. He will go to prison in my place. I promise to return within 5 days after saying goodbye to my mother."
The king said,
"Fine, but if you do not return, your friend will be executed."
So the friend took his place in prison, and the man went to his hometown. The 5th and final day arrived. As the time of execution approached, the friend had not returned. The king asked the imprisoned friend,
"Do you still believe in your friend? I think he's fled to save himself."
"No, Your Majesty. My friend will come. If he's late, there must be an unavoidable reason."
"If he doesn't return, you'll die in his place. Don't you resent him?"
"No, my friend isn't like that. Even if he fails to return in time, there must be an unavoidable reason. I'll gladly die for him."
Then, just before the execution, the friend came running in, out of breath.
"Your Majesty, stop the execution. I'm late due to unforeseen circumstances. Now that I've returned, release my friend and execute me."
The king was deeply moved by their friendship.
I wish I had a friend like you, willing to risk his life. Would you be my friends as well?
And so the two friends became friends with the king and lived happily ever after. Do you have even one friend like that? If so, you've lived a rich life. But in most cases, our friendships are conditional. If you can genuinely celebrate your friend's success without jealousy, you're doing better than most. Perhaps the love Jesus speaks of is most like the love of a parent toward a child. But even parental love can sometimes be blind. The love Jesus talks about is a higher kind of devoted, self-giving love. It's unfortunate that both Korean and English have only one word for love. I wish, like in Greek, we had many different words for love. To avoid confusion, I'll refer to it as agape love.
A new command I give you. Love one another with agape love. As I have agape loved you, so you must agape love one another.
This isn't simply saying, get along well. It's a command to love each other with the kind of sacrificial love that lays down one's life. Jesus showed us the first example through his martyrdom, and the 11 disciples who followed him also demonstrated it through their own martyrdom. But to be honest, I'm not confident I could be a martyr. So I can't tell you to love with agape love to the point of martyrdom. But I think I can at least rejoice with our fellow believers when they succeed without jealousy. Beyond that, what kind of love can we live out in our life of faith? It helps to look at how the Jews understood this concept. Our modern society, influenced by Hellenism, uses many abstract terms. But Jewish language favored words that described actions, not just thoughts or ideas. So what action-oriented word expresses the abstract idea of love? It's care, to take care of someone. It's not based on whether you like the person or not. It's a decision to care regardless. So when we see the word love in the Bible, translating it as to care for is often closer to the original meaning. I love my wife very much. Of course, that includes many kinds of love, but even married couples argue at times. In those moments, I sometimes say, I don't like you right now, but I still love you. You're getting on my nerves now, but I still love you. What am I saying? I am saying even though we're bickering, I still love you. I'll take responsibility for you to the end. I won't abandon you. If even married couples argue, wouldn't church members do the same? Sometimes people are irritating or frustrating. Conflict happens. But in those moments, instead of thinking, how could they do that to me? I'll never talk to them again. Say this quietly to yourself, not out loud, but in your heart. I don't like you right now, but I will still love you. I will still care for you. And ask yourself, are they okay? Are they eating well? Are they sick? Show concern. Even if someone is difficult, visit them if they're hospitalized. Pray for them. These small acts are examples of agape love in our daily lives. 1 Corinthians 13 is known as the love chapter.
Love is patient. Love is kind. It does not envy.
And in verse 13 it says,
And now these three remain: faith, hope, and love. But the greatest of these is love.
why is love the greatest among faith, hope, and love? This is what I think. In heaven, we no longer need faith or hope, because what we believed and hoped for will be fulfilled. But love remains, even in heaven. Today, Jesus tells us,
By this, everyone will know that you are my disciples, if you love one another. By this, all will know you are my disciples, if you love one another.
Here, you refers to the disciples. In church terms, it refers to us, the members. If we take care of and support one another, the world will know we are Christians. If people hear that Siloam Church is a loving community, wouldn't they want to come? The sermons are short, the praise is great, the lunch is good, they don't pressure for offerings. These things are nice, but what people truly long for is whether love exists in the church. We do care for and look out for one another, right? I hope I'm not mistaken. Right now, our numbers may be small, but even as the church grows, I want to preserve this one thing above all. But I can't do this alone. Just as we decided when we first gathered as Siloam Church, let's strive together to build this together. Let us pray.